Hi, I'm Freddie Ann here, and I'm really looking forward to our time together at the Back Pain and Sciatica Workshop. It's going to be awesome, especially if you're looking for natural treatment and healing options without medications, injections, and surgery. So if you're looking to get back to normal again and you don't want to rely on drugs, this is for you. Now I want to go over something really important today so that you understand. Playing off of our last video where we were talking about, is your pain reproducible? A lot of people that we see have trouble with standing, walking, driving, sitting, getting in and out of the car, yard work, housework, things along those lines. I wanted to show you the number one biggest mistake here that people make that really gets them into trouble. A lot of times during the workshop, we treat somebody live from the audience just to demonstrate how effective this can be. Just this last workshop I did, we had somebody who was really skeptical. She had pain for a really long time. She had been to 4 other physical therapists, she had seen a chiropractor, and she had had several epidural injections. She's been through the ringer of everything. She was a really tough case. She had pain, numbness, and tingling running the whole way down her legs to her toes. She had pain with standing and walking, was really struggling a lot. So we did the demonstration. She stood up afterwards and said, "Wow, I do feel a lot better." We had her go back through some of the motions that she was really having a lot of trouble with before the treatment. She did awesome. Everybody clapped and we had a really good time. But what she was doing was basically this. So with any problem that we have in life, there are 3 basic ways that we can handle that. Number 1, which is the most common thing we do, is we ignore it. Ignoring a problem doesn't necessarily mean that we're silent about it. Usually what happens is we're making excuses. So we say things like, well, I'm just getting old, or I've always had a bad back, or I had an injury when I was younger, or it's the weather, or we blame it on our genetics. It runs in my family. My dad and my brother have low back pain too, so I guess I'm destined to hurt, or whatever that may be. There are a million different things we can blame it on. But none of that is really getting to the source of the problem. Here's what happens. If we take a look at our lives and you map out all of the activities that you do, you have some that are really, really intense, like running or lifting, running a vacuum cleaner, or something like that. They would be on the outside here. Then we have some that are easier on the inside. Now what happens, and what happened to this lady, how she limited herself, is basically saying, every time I stand or walk more than 15 minutes, I get pain. So I said, what do you do? And she said, well, I don't stand or walk for more than 15 minutes. In terms of activity tolerance, if we have trouble with standing or walking, we basically take that out. Or we can't tolerate activities like running, lifting, using a vacuum, placing things in an overhead cabinet, so we take those out. Well, eventually, if we continue to ignore the cause of your back pain and sciatica, what happens? It was exactly what was starting to happen to her. Your life became even more limited. Now we can compensate, figure out other ways to do things, but all that is a form of ignoring what is going on. Then we get to the point of our activities and our lives being more and more limited. Then eventually what happens is we just get to the point where we can only sit or sleep, and unfortunately, many times, that is when we see somebody here in physical therapy. They're waiting this long, and now they have been told that they need surgery, or if they don't get surgery sometimes, they're told they're not going to be able to walk. By the way, that may not be so, and we're going to dispel a whole bunch of other myths for you. But basically, people wait until they lose all of these other areas of their life, and the whole reason that they're doing that is because they're ignoring the cause of their pain. So at the Back Pain and Sciatica Workshop, I'm going to show you exactly how we can help you through that and how we can help you handle the cause of your pain so that you can get back to normal again.